All right, so I just got back from California and I did this questionnaire with Scott. Me and Garrett just did this questionnaire with Scott. And I wanted to make this into a YouTube video because after we asked him the very first question, I knew from the very beginning that it was going to be gold. Like everything that was going to come out of his mouth was going to be gold. And if you've been following me for a little bit, then you know who I'm talking about. His name is Scot Prohaska. He was my personal trainer growing up. And now I have the opportunity to work with him and help him build his brand, help him build his business so he can stop doing all of this, time in the gym that he's, training athletes and doing all of this. Instead, transfer him into something he actually wants to do and everything he's learned throughout the years of becoming an elite performance coach and what makes Scot Prohaska, and be able to put that into something that people can apply to their lives. So now we're working with Scott, and we just got back from California. I spent a week there working with him, and the amount of hours that we were sewing in to Scott just to learn from him, it's life-changing. When you just get to spend days with Scot Prohaska, it's life-changing. So that's why we're super excited to build this out, because we know that this whole platform, this whole product that he's building, it's going to change lives. So, we did this questionnaire with him, and like I said earlier, I knew it was going to be gold. I knew it. So I started recording after, the first question. And as we dive into this, I want you to just think about the things that Scott's saying throughout this whole video, and think about the ways that you can start applying some of the things that he's learned, some of the things that he is talking about, and apply it to your life, and how these things that he talks about can change your life instantly. And we get into the things that he wishes he learned as a young entrepreneur, a young fitness coach, the things that he wishes that he knew. And this is honestly a video that is it's not something that I would normally put out, because this itself, this video is in my head, in my mind, it's worth a lot of money. This video itself is worth a lot of money. But I want to give it to you guys for free because there's so much gold in it, and I want to help you guys and make sure that everything that Scott's going into in this video, you guys can start to apply this to y'all's business, start applying this to y'all's mind a little bit. Some of the mindset stuff he goes into here, you can just start applying it immediately and be like, man, I never knew I could alter my mind like this. So we'll dive into this video, start thinking about the ways that you can apply some of these things to your life. Take out a pen, take out a notepad, take notes, because I promise you, everything that Scott's gonna dive into here, it's going to change your life.
Just throughout your life, let's say, after you really saw exercise as, this avenue to help your life and all those aspects, what were some of those, especially when you first started your journey and staying committed, to that, because everybody struggles deeply with staying committed to a new plan. And that, what were some of those harder days when you didn't want to, per se, or, what were some things that kind of held you back from your, mental capacity with doing the plan?
I think what happens is, what happened to me that made me learn ways to help people get optimized when I wasn't optimized is when you stop yourself, right? Something comes up that seems hard or frustrating, and you don't do it, you don't move forward, you don't take the next step forward, and you stop yourself. That's when the panic and the self-shame, and that's what it came to. It came to, I'm a piece of shit because I can't do that. I'm not doing these things. I'm not getting stuff done. I'm worthless. I'm not a man, right? And that's what I started recognizing would spiral me one way. So I said, how do I get through that? And it was through exercise again. It's a fascinating story that is a famous Canadian named Terry Harvey. Terry, I'll have to look up his name again. Yeah, not Terry Harvey. I'll have to look up his name, but he was an amputee. Right,
Okay.
Former athlete amputee, and this is when they had almost wood pegs, like
Yeah.
plastic metal pegs, not like biomechanical stuff. And he was gonna he lost his leg to cancer. He was gonna run across Canada to raise awareness. And I was at a fundraiser and he was there and we got sat at the same table. And I asked him, like, how'd you do it, man? Stump bleeding. And he said, Scott, it was just this. I just tell myself, get to the next telephone pole. I get to that telephone pole, okay, get to the next telephone pole. So it was small little micro steps, he said, that would take momentum.
Yep.
And that right there is what when I started spiraling or started stopping myself and started to spiral. Going, you're a piece of shit, you're not a man, you're not capable.
Yeah.
And so I would rely on a man that had way more adversity than I had and how he overcame it, and it was just take the next step.
Yeah.
And now I have this mantra I say to myself, and mornings are, in these times, mantras are important. This is what I help build to. It was really, this is what I say to myself, God is with me, take the next step. Instead of feeling frustrated and stuck, just take a small step in the direction, shrink the change.
Yeah.
God is with me, take one small step towards the telephone pole, Scott. And it was kind of through my exercise and training that I met people like this and put it all into perspective.
Yeah.
We'll still run up against that wall. Okay, I'm stuck. I'm a piece of shit because I can't get through this. There you are, old friend.
Yeah.
There you are again, old friend. And I teach men to recognize that in themselves too and say, okay, we have a method for that.
Yeah.
And because what I would do is, when I would be stuck or spiral, I would self-reflect a lot, go be alone for a while.
You just try to get distant from yourself.
Distance from myself and everybody else around me.
Yeah.
Like I just, I didn't want to let people, I wanted to protect them from me actually. Of being a failure in front of their eyes, right?
Sure.
Protect my ego and protect them. And and I'd read like crazy and study some of the best experts in the world.
Yeah.
And that would teach me things. And then it would always happen this way. And I think because of my status of training elite Olympians, I would reach out to these experts and they would take my call because I would introduce myself as some of the trained Olympians and they would be interested in that.
Yeah.
But then I said, I need help.
Yeah.
And so now I have the expert really on speed dial.
Yeah.
So I almost used my status with elite athletes to get closer to these experts when it came to state change, mantras, sitting with Terry, I think it was Terry Harvey, I feel good his name.
Yeah.
Terry Harvey.
Steve Harvey's brother.
Terry Harvey. This is Terry Harvey because Terry Harvey was a guy that got paralyzed on my high school football field in the 70s. He was a football player for my high school.
Yeah.
And he got paralyzed, so they named the field Terry Harvey Field. And every time I go back for homecoming or anything, the announcer, still old, he's probably 70 years old now, and he's still the announcer. He'll introduce guys in the stand that are alumni homecoming. And this is how he announces me. Everybody, I want you to acknowledge in the stands. You're going to stand up and wave. The hardest hitting safety Terry Harvey Field has ever seen. And you say Scott Prohaska. The hardest hitting safety Terry Harvey Field has ever seen.
That's great.
That's great.
Okay. Terry Fox.
Terry Fox, Heritage Minutes Director.
Yeah, Terry Fox.
I see it now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, look at that leg. That's very fun.
Oh,
yeah.
I know this dude. I've seen this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that story.
Yeah.
And okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now. So you
Stud, absolute stud.
you sat at his table and talked to him. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. That's great.
So that's kind of, that's what I bumped up across and how I got out of it was exercise. And exercise brought me to people and lessons to self-regulate, to take the next step.
Yeah.
Self-regulate, take the next step. Don't stay stuck or avoid, because that's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
And even if it feels like a stupid small step, it's not going to make a difference. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Momentum, you're either going towards it or away from it. You're never really stuck.
Yeah.
You're either moving away from your goals or you're moving towards it. But you're never really stuck.
Yeah.
Because your behaviors and your decisions every day are moving you one way.
Yeah.
And how has that taught you as well to, especially with like more personal problems, like, things that a lot of men struggle with anger and just
depression, anxiety,
all that. Like, you must have obviously used that method that you came up with in your head and that same thought process to overcome some of that. Is like, looking back on your life, was there any really big mental holds that you had that you used that system once you figured it out with exercise and other areas of your life to keep progressing?
Well, yeah, I think there's been 3 times in my life where I've suffered through depression. Depression where you don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
You feel hopeless and worthless, right?
Yeah.
So there was 3 times in my life where I had bouts of that, and they would last, 3 months, 6 months of feeling like I'm going to go the wrong way here, right? And how do I make good decisions in this state? Exercise, change the state, take a next step towards the goal.
Yeah.
And that's how it always worked for me, right?
Yeah.
So I think state change and not believing the lie that your brain tells you as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm still on the journey of really trying to figure out who I really am in God's eyes and Jesus' eyes, who I was really built to be. You talk a lot of good things about that, about your value, who you really, really are.
Yeah.
You're this amazing image of God.
Yeah.
They came here, and it's tough to remind yourself of that when the world's beating you down, right?
Oh yeah.
But if you stand in that, if that's who I really am, how do I stand in that and find that? Maybe you'll find better resources to make better decisions.
Because that was your first identity as you exited the womb. You were you were an ascension of Jesus himself. And I think a lot of people, they start to kind of lose sight of who they first were and where their first identity ever was, and start to kind of try to adopt identities within the world to like fix for that, and feel the importance within the world itself. So I think that's kind of what you were kind of mentioning.
I think I'll back this up a little bit and talk about why I got depressed. Failure. I would frame failure as a catastrophic thing. Right? I'm not good enough, I'm not a man. Whether it was a relationship failure or a financial failure or a physical failure, my 3 pillars, right? If I failed in any one of those endeavors, the physical one was the easiest one to get over for me because I knew I could rehab and get back. But if a relationship failed or financial failure, I felt doomed. I felt worthless and broken. And so failure led to depression. And I had still struggle with this day to frame failure differently. Because in the real world, it is the learning. Right? But it doesn't feel good. Learning some stuff inspires me, learning other things the hard way does not. But you gotta constantly reframe that, what failure really means. Because I think that's built in our DNA that, when we were cavemen, the world was dangerous with very little resources. When you walked, step 1 foot out of the cave, saber-toothed tigers and dinosaurs and big bugs and things like that out there, and not a lot of resources. Now we have unbelievable safety and resources when we walk out, but we're not built that way. So how did we protect ourselves? We teamed up and tribed up. So to get kicked out of the tribe if you fail is a death sentence. And I think that's a natural reaction we have when we get failure or rejection. We have to overcome that DNA instinct that we're not in a tribe anymore that's going to get kicked out and die. Because if you're alone in caveman age, you die very quickly. So
that's actually a really good point.
So I have to remind myself of this is just a subconscious reaction. How do I overcome that, right?
And that reminds me of something me and TJ even talk about with a lot of our younger-ish clients, especially like guys that grew up with only technology and this kind of era of consumers. And we always are relating to them like you think discipline is hard now, like go back to even just 200 years ago. If you didn't have discipline, you were dead. And it's like you had to have discipline to bring anything to your family and future.
You could not have discipline and have food brought to your door every hour.
Even 100 years ago we talked about this, and it's like we didn't have computers and stuff like that. Like you had to wake up, you had to go to work, you had to do all of this, and it's not like you just had all of this at your disposal, like go and make shit happen. Like it took a lot of discipline to really make a company back in the day.
And I think this all ties in, whatever we're talking about, it all ties into my 3 pillars.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
Yeah.
But the 3 pillars, maybe it's 4 legs of the table or something, but the 3 pillars, because of what I experienced, if I experienced failure in physical, if I got out of shape or fat or something, it led to bad depressions and bad anxieties and things.
Yeah.
I felt failure in relationships, same thing, if I felt failure financially. So then I started seeking out, okay, these are 3 things that are very important to a man.
Yeah.
Because I would see friends struggle with one of those things too. So if they failed at one of them, they'd get depressed or anxious or feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
So I said, how do we build the best knowledge, the best practices, the best training in these 3 areas?
Yeah.
Because it hurts if you don't have them right.
Yeah.
And you will drink or overeat or over-sexualize or do something to compensate for it. And I see this pain in men all the time.
All the time.
In athletes and in men. And that's why I said, I'm going to fix these problems. I am so good at finding experts, real experts, not the guys writing 100 books being on stage.
Yeah.
The guys that are actually fixing people all over the world, and they're the ones doing the research and not bragging about it and not selling it.
Yeah.
Right? And I find these guys, and I wanted to keep finding people in these 3 areas so men could feel fulfilled and lead other people, make the world a better place, and have a fulfilling, fruitful life.
Yeah.
And it's never one size fits all, and it's never one. You get it right and you check that off. No, it's a constant struggle.
It is.
We live in a broken world with sin and all this other stuff, right? So to have a community now, the knowledge is there.
Yeah.
It came from my experiences.
Yeah.
Of failure in these 3 areas.
Yeah.
So I sought out the knowledge, but good luck with the knowledge. I tried this knowledge on myself, by myself. I would study books ad nauseum. People would say, this guy's like Goodwill Hunting. This guy just, my friends would say, disappear on you yet.
Yeah.
Go study for 2 months, right? Just read countless books. But the knowledge didn't do it for me enough. I needed a community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what we're building. I'm going to give you the knowledge and the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was even talking about this on my stories today. I was like, there's a difference when like anyone can go out and learn for themselves and try to find the information, but it's going to take you years. And if you can invest in someone that can teach you that in a matter of months versus what you would learn in years, it's always going to be worth the investment.
Just like
Always
in your case, it's kind of like why we're going through these questions is, like your YouTube isn't going to sound exactly kind of like what you're talking about now. And it's going to be very much of where someone in TJ or I's position, or yourself years ago, where they watch that video, they can understand the value because they're 25% into their journey. They're there, but they're not consistent. They haven't really fully figured it out. They have no community and no structure, and they're still kind of questioning everything, especially younger men. In my opinion, with how the internet now is, and it's like if you don't have your stuff,
it's worse than
it's like you don't have your stuff together, you're tapping your toe in every single area, and that's why it's like we get the right amount of value on your YouTube where someone can invest in you. They're going to be able to see over time, especially a week or 2, all your different methods, and that's where they're going to convince themselves, start applying it, and be a really good fit for your community and all that. So
and with the internet and with social media nowadays, there are so many different avenues to go, and for people to look at that, it gets confusing. And everyone is so confused on what direction to go, how to run this, how to run that, how to do this, how to do that. And the steps are too vague. And exactly.
This step here, get this done, focus on this, get this done today.
Yeah.
That's where I want our community to be.
Yeah.
Mentoring each other, inspiring each other, talking, but also action.
Yeah.
I don't want guys just talking. In the chat, I want to see action. And it's the smallest action is what I want to see. I don't want to see big actions because that'll burn you out.
Oh yeah.
I want to see small actions in these 3 pillars all the time. And if someone's stuck, we'll all jump in and mentor that person. But it's all action based. And not overwhelming actions, small daily actions.
And that's something too, we found useful in our community with these people, to where they always feel that return on investment, because we really get them to see your personal growth through this is really what matters, the person you're becoming. So it's we start off, and all of our guys do this when they journal. It's a paragraph in the morning reflecting on their relationship with God and they form it not in a third person, and it's more of like they're writing a note to themselves.
So this is good because I don't know how to journal. It's hard for me to journal, so I want to learn how to journal.
Yeah.
Something that's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
Not overwhelming at all.
I have some guys, it's not a journal, I journal 3 pages a day.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
Ours is so simple. We do 5 daily goals that are
Yeah.
action moving goals. So it's stuff that it's like work out, get my steps, make sure my nutrition's there. If I don't have any work things, then I'm putting something like, an hour of breath work and meditation to help me for my week. But
could we make a YouTube video, like, so we can see some type of growth and
it's just some sort of growth
steps, micro steps.
This way, not this way, because you're never stuck.
Yeah.
I realized that. I thought I was stuck. I would say that a lot about myself. I'm like, no, I'm making decisions and actions going this way.
Yeah.
I'm laying in bed. I'm eating poorly.
Yep.
Right? Or I'm doing this.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. And I think also goes too with, a lot of your content, what's going to make it different than everybody else's is you click on a normal website, someone's YouTube, they're always talking about the macro, all the motivational videos, all the advice videos. It's the macro, it's the big picture. They're never focusing on the micro, and that's why we get so specific on your journey, because I can pull one specific instance from your story and turn that into a whole 20-minute YouTube video. It's just you being raw.
So I like that because especially in my industry, everyone's on the answer. I got all the. Anytime anybody tells you they got all the answers, run.
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about.
No. It's the same with, I'll name guys like David Goggins, Jocko Willing. Oh, you got all the fucking answers, don't you? Let me look under the hood of your life, really.
Yeah.
Right? And it's okay to give advice.
Yeah.
But you got advice on everything, you got all the answers. You're never really sharing. I'm broken right now, or I'm struggling. They never say that shit.
Yeah. Well, they're never actually getting raw with people.
Yeah.
Like, they're not telling, like, you don't see David Goggins and all these other dudes telling people what they're actually struggling with. And like the
He
daily
struggles,
thing.
trust me.
Oh yeah. Every man struggles. That's the thing. And every guy in that position wants to act like they have it all put together and that their life is perfect when it's not like that. And no one can relate with that.
Not being real.
No, you're not.
And
People attracted to that because they want a strong figure to guide them.
They do.
They want a mentor and guide.
But
You can't guide if you're really not raw and real.
no.
It's entry level, and that's why a lot of those guys too, they hold those big events, they go for the sponsorships, and that's why we're always talking about, like, coaching is relationship based, like actual coaching is relationship based.
Like, let the people that know, that look up to you, that you're struggling too. Like, you're going through, you're human, you're just like them. Like, you're just like every other person. Like, that's the thing that we try to get across.
Next area you want to cover.
Yeah, next area, I really liked those answers for, even though it's not 10, it doesn't matter.
What did you want? Is that okay?
That sounded
No,
good.
that's good.
It's more-
This is literally an exercise that we don't do this with our other guys. Like, we have them do this
They
by
do it
themselves,
all,
and they'll draw out a figure, like a stick figure, and point to areas within like the figure and draw out these strengths, desires, and things like that. But yeah, this is gonna be better for us.
This is a $5 million your business.
Yeah. So one thing.
And it may be if we get a high person thinking that someone got huge potential, we sit with them or Zoom with them
Exactly.
and do this.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit about that too after, because we're going to say as well, like with most of the people we bring in, and especially not rev share because this is new, when we're not doing rev share, it's like week by week by week, and we make sure like they have their, they sign an NDA, they have everything that they need to do. So we'll set yours up in the same way, but we'll find good people to bring into us where we can do this too. And I see this growing a lot where we're going to have a pretty big group of advanced leaders helping.
And here's something that you also should know is, like, when we set up this, because this is probably going to be somewhat of a separate business compared to like what you're doing with Proco. So we're gonna set up this business to where, like, it's not based in California. It's gonna be a tax-free business. So you're gonna be like basically a direct employee with underneath your own business. So then you're getting taxed on that, and you're gonna look broke on paper.
We're gonna go see the Aspire guys. They're gonna show them how they do it.
Yeah.
Structure stuff to where after you pay your corporate taxes, everything else is kind of tax free.
It's tax free, and so like our business is based out of Wyoming. It's in a PO box in Wyoming. It's tax free. We're direct employees underneath it.
In Arizona,
we write everything.
1.2% self-employment tax there off of our 80K a year salary.
Yeah, and then other than that, we're just writing everything off.
But we're excited to really learn and grow in the actual, business senses. and
Yeah, because
codes
I mean, we're learning about money.
because
but
it's a lot to learn.
It's a lot to learn.
Well, I've got some guys who are going to teach us some
Yeah.
good stuff.
Because I mean, everyone.
We'll go to the next Aspire Money Mastery thing. We'll get it out there for free.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just I think everyone is. They just kind of fall in the system of having to obey what money is, and they're doing the taxes, doing all this random shit, and it's like when you learn how to keep your money, not just keep it but also grow it, then you just become unstoppable.
Yeah. Okay. What's next?
Yeah, so I was gonna do the what struggles do you face before mastering discipline and transforming your life, but I feel like that you just answered that, so that was good. Let's talk about one that's more recent, because I know you've probably had a few, but what's a pivotal moment, let's just say in the next 10 years, that forced you to level up your life? A breaking point,
The
where
past
you
10
things
years.
had to change.
Yeah. Getting married and having a family.
Yeah.
That puts
That'll do it.
untold pressure on that. I didn't realize all the subconscious, insecure feelings I had until I had sons. And realized, holy cow, like, I'm afraid to pass on some of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because you're looking at, maybe they struggle and you recognize that in yourself. You say, did I give that to them?
Yeah.
Or is that just a natural man struggle, a boy struggle, right? So I think having a family has put, talk about, I love my boys, love my wife, it's amazing, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
It's another full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not that I condone it, but I can see why guys tap out.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's that difficult.
Yeah.
It's that fulfilling and rewarding on the other end of it. When you get it, they give you just enough to come back. It's almost, I told someone the other day, it's almost like, you're on the golf course, you're not very good, you're hitting a bunch of shitty balls, you're on the 18th hole, and you smoke a 300-foot drive, and you chip it right next to the thing.
And you're like, okay,
I can come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's exactly what having a family's like.
Yeah.
You're like, are you kidding me? Like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then they hug you and kiss you and love you and say something special to you, and you're like, oh, I want 5 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was a pivotal moment that showed some other areas that I had to work on.
Yeah.
And areas I felt insecure about and weak about and not unsure of myself mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And when I'm unsure of myself, I tend to obsess over fixing it because I'm still afraid of losing those 3 pillars.
Yeah.
If I'm unsure of myself, then the relationship's going to end, or the finances are going to get hurt, or my physical body will take a toll. If I'm unsure on how to fix these things.
Yeah.
It becomes a little obsessive sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I struggle with, obsessing over, and it's something that I've had to remind myself, and it's actually something I taught Cena, and he threw it right back at me. This is an athlete friend of ours that has cancer, right? And he trained through it all, trained through all the chemo and all the everything.
Yeah, he was an animal.
Yeah, it still is, right?
Yeah.
And one day he came to me and said, I need to talk, I'm struggling, I'm this, I'm that, I'm worried about this. And I said, yeah, it's normal, it's reasonable that you're worrying. And I said, but really you don't trust God, do you? Because that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
And we have this kind of saying, looking at each other now. He's like, how you doing? I'm like, oh, my anxiety today. He goes, oh, you don't trust God, huh? Right? And we need to trust God more than we trust our fears.
For sure.
Yeah.
But fear is so ingrained in our DNA as tribe cavemen in our subconscious to avoid it and be aware of it. That's what our brain's job is.
Yeah.
To
It's
avoid
always
fear.
it's like we're always on fight or flight.
Always on fight or flight, right? And we need to fix that.
Yeah.
And I really believe I have found most of the time when I feel reset from that and safe is when I'm around other men of same character and same ambitions.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what we want to build, right?
Yeah.
Not go set the world on fire for financial success. Yeah, some of that.
For sure.
Not go set the world on fire for your physical body, be ripped and 6-pack abs and spreadsheets.
Yeah.
We'll have some of that.
Yeah.
Not to go to marriage counseling and fatherhood counseling and all this, and go on these retreats just for that. We'll have some of that, but it's all 3.
Yeah.
It's all 3, making sure we have all 3 in alignment at a certain level, not one outweighing the other one.
Yeah.
Right? And working towards that as a group of guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I love that.
Yeah, it's
That in itself is like great to be able to throw on a ton of these videos and talk about, like, you know, this isn't just about the physique and what it's looking like, because you could put all your eggs in that basket and be left feeling completely empty when you look at the other ones, and vice versa.
I see it all the time.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
So
the one that's probably, if there's one that's in the lead all the time, it's relational. Got a great relationship with my wife. Our finances aren't great right now. My body's a little beat up. My wife and kids have a great relationship. My great relationship with God.
Yeah.
Bastard. You know?
Yeah.
But that's the one that can outweigh the other ones a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? We probably think it's financial. There's some guys think it's physical prowess.
Yeah.
It's not either of those.
No, yeah.
Typically, relational is the lead linchpin one that can outweigh the other ones a little bit. If that's out of balance, if you have really good relationships, it'll outweigh the other two if the other two aren't ideal.
Yeah, because I mean, if financial is the one thing that is relaying, or is the one thing that you're like kind of relying on to make or break your identity, then you're never gonna feel fulfilled. If you don't have the relationship aspect there, the God aspect there, you're never gonna feel fulfilled at the end of the day. So
Okay,
next.
yeah, looking back, what is something or some things that you wish that someone had told you to do at the start of your journey? And that's just in life. I would say think back to when you kind of really took the reins on your own.
Yeah.
You can go back to 19-year-old Scott.
Yeah.
And tell him something.
Yeah, I'm gonna start really simple. If someone taught me something when I was 19, time block. Look at your calendar and say, I'm doing this at this time.
Yeah.
Don't let stuff bleed and feel. If I feel like doing it, I don't feel like doing it. Set that in. Your subconscious will start preparing you for that hour.
Yeah.
So if I don't say, I'm going to train tomorrow. I'm training tomorrow at 3 p.m. and it's in my calendar.
Yeah.
Like, that is a game changer.
Yeah.
If you learn how to do that and stick to that. Because it's not, because you could just say, I'm going to train tomorrow, and you might not ever feel like training that whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you said it's at 3 o'clock, by 2 o'clock your brain starts preparing and you start getting the vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It just makes it easier to do that.
Mhm.
I'm going to time block this one. I literally this Saturday, my middle son, London, has not got enough time with me.
Yeah.
Kingston had a lot because he was, 3 years before we had the other one, right?
Yeah.
And he had a lot of one-on-one time with me. And the baby gets one-on-one time with me because he was demanded.
Yeah.
So he's the boss of the house, right? And the middle one has not got enough time with me.
Yeah.
It's all been a group time, which is still valuable to see dad in a group with his brothers.
Yeah.
But I'm talking real one-on-one time.
Yeah.
I have to time block that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I say I'm going to do it Saturday, but I don't say when and how, there's a big chance it won't get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So, something will pop up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great lesson I've learned. I think understanding, I wish someone would teach me, would have taught me to understand the difference between conscious mind and subconscious mind, and how the subconscious runs most of our life, and we need to reprogram that sometimes.
Yeah.
And that it is reprogrammable. I think don't quote me on this, I'll get the exact numbers, but the data points on how many data points your conscious mind can process in a minute. I think it might be, I'm going to throw an arbitrary number, it might be 1,000 or something.
Yeah.
How many data points does your subconscious mind process in a minute? Take a guess.
Oh, it's like over 1 million, I think.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's running the show here?
Subconscious.
Subconscious. And so I wish someone taught me how to take all the childhood disappointments and traumas and, neglects and things like that, let's go into your subconscious and say, you're 19 now, let's reprogram that shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that'd be the other lesson. Time blocking, manage, just value your time.
Yeah.
Be specific with your time so you get in the right state. Again, relational, money, and physical.
Yeah.
Time block that stuff. Working on my money at this hour, working on my relationship at this hour, working on my body on this hour.
Yeah.
Would you really say that that's the foundation to even just kind of getting it going? Because I feel like most guys especially, cause that's one thing for me. That's what changed everything for me too, was like the moment, and it's still something I am continuously trying to get better at, but it wasn't until I actually put it into time blocks and I kind of allowed myself to prep and get ready and dedicate those things where I noticed, oh, now actually, since I'm making time for the gym, I can easily make time to work on my self-discipline. I can easily make time to work on, you know, my hygiene or researching this or doing different things. So would you say that's like a foundational role for you?
Run number one, learn how to do that.
Okay.
And then you get into the subconscious reprogramming based on how effective you are at that.
Yeah.
If you can time block really well, your subconscious is probably pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, but if you can time block and it's a struggle to stick with it, there's something pulling on you.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be the foundation right there, is learn how to take your time seriously and prepare for things.
Yeah.
And understand. And this is what happens, right? As life gets more complex as we get older, adulting's not fun all the time.
Yeah.
Right? It's not. And you know, as we get older, we have more responsibility, running a business, more financial pressure, a family, right? Well, you better start really learning time block now.
Yeah.
Like really starting to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
I think it was something that was a lot more used back in the day too.
Yeah.
Like people actually making a schedule and structuring out time. And I think these things ruined it.
Yeah.
Because now people just get stuck on this and they'll just scroll for hours and not even realize
Video
that
games
hours.
started it.
Yeah.
I think video games started it.
Yeah.
I never really was a video game guy, but every once in a while I'd jump in with friends. And literally started 4 o'clock after school, and it'd be 9 o'clock at night, we didn't eat, we're playing video games. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, talk about a vortex. A black hole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally.
So you gotta be careful with those,
Yeah.
those things.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
video games.
For a
Right?
fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think another thing too is, well, I'll go back to that. Okay, next question.
When you look at some of the world's like top athletes that you've trained,
Yeah.
what is one universal trait that they all share that someone can learn no matter what step or part of life they're in?
I think professional athletes are better than most at goal setting.
Yeah.
Now it's a simple goal.
Mhm.
It's not multiple goals. They set one goal.
Yeah.
Olympic gold.
Yeah.
5-year contract at $100 million. You know, and what I have to do to get that.
Yeah.
Right? So they're very, very clear on the goals. At least the performance department.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right in that area of their life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that would be the main thing.
Because it's a macro goal, but they
Yeah.
also have the understanding that there is micro goals
Yes.
that
Yeah.
lead me to this macro goal.
Right.
Because it might be the overall umbrella of it, but it's not their core focus for that day. It's
Yeah,
just,
you know, if that's could go back to the 19-year-old son too. I still to this day don't know how to really set goals. Right? I just use my own method, which is not probably the most efficient.
Yeah.
And I don't think they don't teach it in school. It's
No.
some things I wrote down for my sons that they would learn. They would go to courses and learn how to actually sit down and set goals.
Yeah.
How to actually negotiate. How to sell.
yeah.
Like not selling in a cheesy way, but how to coach somebody to invest in their needs.
Yeah, which is stuff we have vision on building that stuff out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we want to teach people how to set goals,
Yes.
how to like actually see the vision in themselves.
Yeah.
Like this is
How
all
to
stuff that we
timeline
can.
it. I think we need to have our own curriculum on that stuff.
Yeah.
We really like we
Because
want
the
this
old
we
school's
want
smarter
we
than
want
the
this to
old.
be a college of
Yes.
launching your own business in
Yes.
a lot of senses, like helping you.
That's why I like David's stuff too. Of hey, proposal comes first, business plan comes second.
Yep.
You know, and he said, I'll help you guys with that. So
Yeah.
how do you set a proposal to somebody that says, here's what we're laying out, what we think would work real well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you agree to this, let's set the business plan.
Yeah.
Right, and then, you know, get all the contracts signed and start working together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody committing to what they said their responsibility was
Mhm.
and stuff like that, so.
Yep. 100%. Okay. Next one. Okay, yeah. So, how has your understanding of longevity and mindset evolved, and is still to this day evolving?
two separate categories, mindset and longevity, right? And I'll tackle longevity first. You know, I used to think that longevity was get strong, build muscle. Now, being older and seeing that that was limited, that the cardiovascular system, that the fascial system, mobility, that meditation and sleep all play hydration all play a pivotal role.
Yeah.
It used to be just get strong, build muscle, stretch.
Yeah.
Right, and I thought that was enough. But as I grow and learn more and more data becomes available, right, understanding cardiovascular, sleep, and hydration, huge for living a very quality life, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I had to pick between cardiovascular, well, I would say the first thing I would probably have is sleep. Sleep is probably the linchpin and all that.
Yeah.
I would say building muscle and strength would be second, and then cardiovascular and mobility would be the next tiers after that.
Yeah.
But you want a really good, great life, have it all.
Yeah.
Have all, and time block those things in a program.
For sure.
Which we can help you do like crazy. Right?
Yeah.
To really, you know, how much of each of these, what dosing, what times, how to sequence these things, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be the thing for longevity.
Yeah.
Mindset. You know, who are the best people that have the best mindsets, right? You gotta study them. You gotta find out the people teaching this stuff and understanding that. How has it evolved? I think it's evolved really. I go back to understanding more of the subconscious versus conscious.
Yeah.
Because once you realize what's running the show, I used to always work on my conscious. I gotta think better, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do more, I gotta push harder, I gotta push harder, I gotta push harder. When I realized something that's analyzing 14 million data points a second, I think that might be not even a minute, right?
Yeah.
Versus 4,000, well, okay, I need to work with that.
Yeah.
And not the other thing, right? So when it came to mindset, it was subconscious versus conscious and state change. Understanding that alpha state is high performance state, when all the brain waves are at a certain frequency and hertz.
Yep.
High beta is overthinking, anxiety. Theta is more zoning out, daydreaming, art, watching a movie, checking out, which we need. And delta is sleep.
Yep.
Understanding that most people's brains are in combinations of all these, and they're trying to execute performance when there might be some regions of the brain that are in delta or high beta.
Yeah.
So you got not optimized brain going on right now, right? So that's that between the mental game, it's the subconscious, conscious, and state changes, and you know, getting into the right state for the right task.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how can we shift into that? Get pulled out, shift back in, shift to sleep state, because most people, especially men, are ruminating at nighttime and trying to be in alpha state performance with a really in high beta. Well, how can we get into delta? Because that's where it's going to matter when you sleep. You can process, you can heal. So those two factors for the mental game, and the physical is adding in cardiovascular, mobility, hydration, and sleep, as opposed to just build muscle and get strong.
Yeah. I love it. That's actually, I'm actually taking a lot away from this too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to learn a lot on our journey as well, because there's a lot of stuff.
And that kind of goes into somewhat of the next question and somewhat of what we've been talking about. But what's the biggest myth in fitness, personal growth that you've debunked through your experience and how you guide clients past it?
Yeah. This is one of the biggest myths. It's a catch-22 a little bit. Do you have to work hard? Yes. Do you have to push yourself? Yes. But if you looked at the journals and the training logs from the 70s of all the athletes that won medals, and you looked at the intensities at which they trained at, okay? Most people think, oh, they're going hard all the time. No. They were rarely, 10% of their training was over 80% effort. It was smooth, it was consistent, it was technical, it was feel, it was flow. It wasn't all bite down on the mouthpiece and go hard as you can.
Yeah.
that was 10% of their year. That's it.
Wow.
From cyclists to Olympic gymnasts to all through you look at the top medalists, the repeating medalists, they all had more flow and consistency and enjoyment in their training and less of the high intensity, let's kill it, let's go. Right? That's, I mean, look at, to see an example of that, you know, look at the longevity of a CrossFitter.
Yeah.
Not very good.
No.
Not
Terrible,
very-
actually.
Terrible. Like
Yeah.
the world's worst.
Yeah.
Right? Because intensity all the time, full output every day, like it's not how Olympians and professionals train.
Yeah.
The winners don't train like that.
No.
They know how to give that 10. When it's time for 10%, they give it.
Yeah. They know to go hard.
They know how to go hard.
Yeah.
But they save that for the key moments.
Yeah.
They don't burn it up all the time. So that's one of the biggest myths in fitness as well.
Oh, big time. And that's something that I was always taught. Like,
Yeah.
it's all about training harder. Like it kind of makes me think of this when I was in high school, and our strength conditioning coach didn't really know what he was doing, obviously, but it was like we had these Fridays once a month, and it's like, you know, you have 16 sets, and it's like you pull a stack of cards, you got 275 on back squat, and you're doing anywhere from 5 to 11 reps every single set. It was just nuts, and it was like constant wear and tear, and it's like you go on YouTube or you'll get any of these influencers, they're all saying high intensity at least 4 times a week, 100%, and then it's like, or it's, if you're not training hard enough, it shows, and it's all this like bodybuilder, break down your muscle tissue every day, and they say it's longevity, which is hilarious, and they say it's geared towards it, but they don't know what they're talking about, so it's great.
And the connective tissue issues people have when you go like that. And this isn't just a theory, I prove this, right?
Yeah.
The Olympic medals and the things that we've done here, and even at the high school level, which tend to go way too hard as it is. I mean, look at modern day football.
Yeah.
People, the parents at first complained a little bit, I don't think we're working hard enough.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
And the stats, this happened just the first year, and the stats on that year, first quarter points versus points against was ridiculous. Because we were so fresh.
So fresh.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, man, I feel good.
Yeah, I feel good, I'm ready, instead of, oh man, okay, it's a tough week, but I gotta go.
Yeah.
And it proved it in the combine, when I used to do combines, there was a couple athletes that came to go, I don't think we're working hard enough. Like, oh, okay, really? Well, normally we don't test our 40 till this time, but you wanna test it early? You go, yeah, sure. Okay, let's go test it next week. So they tested and they were blown away by the numbers. Holy shit! I'm way ahead of schedule. Smooth.
Yeah.
Calculated. Feel it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Tactical. Make sure you get it right. Right? Don't go bloodshot eyes, biting down on the mouthpiece, crushing yourself.
Yeah. No.
Right? You don't need to. Pick a moment once in a while you have something hard though. You push yourself a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But not all that's how you train. That's how you compete.
Yeah.
That's how you train.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest myth in fitness and sports performance.
Yeah. And I think people also forget the fact that it's like, it's not just body when it comes to longevity. Like, it's mind and soul.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be teaching all of it,
All of it,
and be really reprogramming all of it to see the change. But yeah, a lot of these fitness coaches they'll teach body, and then that's it.
Yeah,
So,
well, the old school way of body though.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Big time. Really big. Well, I think that's pretty much good on questions. You voicemail with that, right? It was recorded. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. And then, oh, nice. And we videoed it. Perfect.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, our note taker stopped at the beginning, I think, so it's perfect. But I was like, sweet. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna have more than plenty, just off that.
Yeah. Okay.
To get
Because all these other questions, 5 and 6, we kind of answered. These.
Yeah, we already answered them. Yeah, that's good.
The toughest sacrifice you made to become the expert you are, and how did it shape your approach to training others? I'll answer that.
Yeah.
I think the toughest sacrifice I made was I gave up on social things a lot to become the expert I was. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't become, and I'm self-taught mostly. I didn't become the expert by going through someone else's curriculum.
Yeah.
It's my owl philosophy. It's a Bruce Lee philosophy. My owl philosophy is this: when the owl eats his prey, he eats everything, fur, bones, everything, and it shits out what it doesn't need. It either throws it up or shits it out. It absorbs the liver and the meat and the heart and things like that. It shits out the leaves and the feathers,
the bones
and the bones and stuff. That's how I approach iTook. I sacrificed a lot to absorb everything.
Yeah.
I didn't just go with one mentor. My mentors would be upset with me. I'm going to learn over here. Scott, I'm teach you everything you need to know. Stop going outside our culture here, our community, or outside our network here. I'm like, nah, I like that. I too. You learn mine and his? How you going to blend that? I'm like, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. They get mad at me, right? But I wanted to absorb everything, which cost me, socially sometimes, relationally sometimes, and financially sometimes.
Yeah.
But that was the toughest sacrifice I made, that I wanted to absorb everything from every area and every successful coach, and not just one. Okay, I've got my triphasic method that I learned from Kel Dietz. Well, no. I got many methods I can use on people.
Yeah.
And a blend of, like Bruce Lee took everything, kind of molded his own method based on Taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing. He blended it all into his, Jeet Kune Do or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was the toughest sacrifice I made.
Yeah. I think that's really good too, because you'll be able to, that's going to be a really good explanation for why your one-on-one is going to be so valuable.
Yeah.
Because you can just showcase, this is how much expertise I really have.
Yeah.
And, all these videos, like if you can imagine with the free value that you'll have on YouTube for people just to watch and learn, it's like if they can see that, and we're going to make it so that they can see that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you an example. Look at the sacrifices I've made over the last 10 years to understand the 1x20 system and optimize it.
Yeah.
And look how valuable that is to people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't just changed guys in your program, but in our program.
Yes. Exactly.
So
it trickles all the way through.
Yeah,
Modern day still doesn't.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I would too if I won 3 state championships.
Just as an example, you and Dakota got a taste of this. Because remember when you guys were both thinking, did we change it up this year? We've got some good results, but is there another level? And I said, well, let's hire Jake Jensen, who's a very knowledgeable strength coach, but comes with a bite on the mouthpiece, grit it, lift heavy, and do that, right? And both you and Dakota said, yeah, it's good, but I don't feel the same.
No. Yeah. It just wasn't. It wasn't the same.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. Yeah, and it was a good program.
Yeah, great program.
Yeah.
Something that people pay thousands of dollars for no doubt.
But the athleticism and the grace and the things that weren't there, it was just pure raw strength and power. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing applied to movement.
Yeah.
And not a lot of recovery in it either. You guys are beat up and tired all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not how to do it.
Yeah.
No.